Now, let's be adventurous. Let's go back to the warm-up. Let's say that I wanted to find the sum of the first 100 terms of the sequence from the last example in the last video. It would be what we started with in the warm-up. What you would normally have to do is write down all of the terms and try to add them together. That's a pain. So what we could probably do, since it is math, we could probably figure out a formula if we just use our reasoning. So let's make it a smaller number so that we could figure out an easy formula. Let's say I wanted to find the 7th term of this sequence here. It's all of the natural numbers. So I'm trying to find the sum of the first 7 terms, 1 through 7. So to express the sum of the first 7 terms, I can actually write it in 2 different ways. I could write it from 1 through 7, or I can write it from 7 through 1. Now you'll notice if I add downward, an interesting pattern starts to happen. As I add the terms, the corresponding terms, the sum is always 8. So I can say when I add these 2 sums together, I get 2 times the sum of the first 7 terms is 7 times 8. It's 8 7 times. So that formula can be expressed this way. If I take 7, which is which is n, that's the amount of terms I want to add together, I have that many sums of 8. If I wanted to solve for the sum of the first 7 terms, I divide both sides by 2, and I end up with 7 divided by 2 times 8. Now, when you see that, it's hard to know what those numbers mean, because that was a lot of stuff and information that was just thrown at you. So let's break that down. 7 represents n. That's the amount of terms that you want to add together consecutively in a series. 8 represented the sum of the first and last terms of the sequence that we want to add together. So that's what you're seeing there. Keep in mind those numbers in this formula. The 7 here still represents n, and this 2 is going to be universal. It's going to be there all the time. So I can generalize to find the sum of the first n terms of a sequence by the formula n divided by 2 times the first term plus the nth term. So in the last example, since I wanted to find the sum of the first 7 terms, I did 7 over 2 times 1 plus 7, and that would give me the sum of the first 7 terms. So what we're going to do is one example so that you can see it. Remember the general form. This is how you find the sum of the first n terms of a sequence in a series. So let's say I wanted to find the sum of the first 10 terms of the arithmetic series with a sub 1 equals 6 and a sub 10 equals 51. So that's the first term. This is the 10th term. So if I want to find the sum of the first 10 terms, I represent it with the following. The sum of the first 10 is equal to 10 over 2 times 6 plus 51, which gives me a total of 285. So now that you know that, you can actually find the sum of all numbers from 1 to 1.